Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So the strength that we saw Friday afternoon carried into the overnight session, and at this point, ES has moved up a pretty decent amount already in Globex. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't go even higher, but the market is a little bit stretched here to the upside, and that can attract responsive sellers. We can get some profit taking at one of these resistance zones, and short term, it can lead to the market stalling a bit. So on the upside, we have resistance at 58 to 60. We're also going to be keeping an eye on the overnight VPOC, which at this time is 56.5. And if we continue to hold above 56.5 and balance above it, then there's potential that we could go higher. But until we take out that 58 to 60, it is valid resistance. Now, we have already seen a reaction off of that zone already on first test in the overnight session. So as we approach that zone again, we will have to keep an eye on the other markets as well as the immediate momentum. If the market's going up on fairly strong momentum, then we could still go even higher. The buy side is in pretty firm control here, but we do have these valid and active resistance areas which are resulting in rotation, in pauses, but so far that's all we've seen. All we've seen so far from the resistance side is a stall in the market or a pause in the market. We have not seen a complete failure yet. On the upside, if we break out above 58 to 60, we have the open gap right above at 63, and from there the market could even go up to 68 to 70 before we get any real reaction in the market or any potential for failure at that high. On the downside, we have immediate support at 48 to 50. That's an area where the buy side can be active as long as we're not heading down on very strong downside momentum. So you don't want to be in an environment where it seems like 58 to 60 might have been it, right? You don't want to see a very strong failure at 58 to 60 if you are buying the 48 to 50 zone. Below that, we have the gap at 43 and then support again at 37 to 39. And at this point, given how strong the price action has been, we can get reactions and bounces at pretty much every support area on the way down. The 48 to 50 zone is the more aggressive area as far as location goes, 37 to 39, and the 43 area is more conservative. But if the market is very strong, we may not come all the way back down to 37 to 39. So that's something that we'll have to gauge in real time. Because given the strength of the market so far, we could just balance here above 48 to 50, and then eventually the market can make its way up to the open gap at 63 and then the 68 to 70 zone. So right now the buyers are more in control, so we are going to be looking for long setups, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to short the market. It just means that we have to be a little bit more conservative with our location when we're shorting the market, or we can enter short when momentum starts showing that it's really favoring the sell side now, or if we start getting some decent downside momentum, then perhaps we can jump in. But even then, we are going to have to play a bit more defense on the short side. So right now, we will be more active on long setups. We are still going to consider shorts because the market is pretty stretched here, and if we move into 68 to 70, from a location standpoint, that'll be a pretty good short first time up. So we are still open to shorting this market, but we just have to find the right timing, the right zone in order to take that trade, and then just manage that trade with a little bit more defense. And with the long side, if you're getting good location, right now the larger time frame bias supports long setups on pullbacks into support. So, good location alone is going to be enough to justify a long. And on the short side, we're going to have to be a little bit more careful, manage that trade a little bit more closely than we would on the long side. So those are the main ideas heading into the open. Let's see how the market reacts to the overnight VPOC, 56.5, the 58.60 zone. That's really going to help set the tone for the day, and we'll take it from there.